Hey everyone, this is the Lego Batman movie, The Bat Dune Buggy. If you've seen the making of book for the Lego Batman movie, you've seen almost exactly this. This is not the exact same design showing up close there, but pretty close. It's simplified a little bit. They took just a little bit of detail out of it that, in my opinion, wasn't as absolutely necessary, and they added just a little bit of additional play value to make it into a real product, and I think it turned out pretty well personally. What I did not previously realize about this thing was that it actually has suspension built into the design, so the entire rear axle is suspended by pretty well chosen and well tensioned rubber bands, so it's kind of soft, which means that as you go over terrain, if you're just playing with this thing, you'll see the suspension actually working. So that's pretty good. And the rubber bands, they are red. They didn't use blue or green or some other color that's completely, just breaking the entire color scheme. They're red down there, and they almost look like they're just part of the decorations, just, a little pinstriping. It really goes with this line right here. So thank you, designer, whoever chose that red rubber band. I want you, as much as possible, to choose rubber band colors and if possible also Technic piece colors for all Lego sets from now on, because that's the way to do it, like that. Different rubber bands have different levels of tension, different strengths, but just make an adjustment if you need to. Change the length of a lever arm or something as necessary to make sure that you don't have rubber bands in a set that are super obvious and just don't look right at all. That just ruin the color scheme. So good job here. A fair amount of detail around the back. Good looking stuff. There are only 2 stickers in this whole set. One of them is right there, showing the position of the exhaust, and then the other one is just the Bat logo on the front. Appropriate. Obviously, these are stud shooters that can be turned up and down. Those actually give you a little bit of play value, even though they do angle off to the sides a bit, so you're not able to shoot perfectly forward. But I think that's okay. I don't really have a problem with that. The thing that I like the most about this build is just how well this roll bar comes down, and you can lift that up to get easy access to the driving compartment, which has a large steering wheel that almost looks like Batman is able to hold on to it. You can also tilt that back to give you easier access to put the figure in there, take it out, and just this top section just fits down in there so perfectly. That angle right there, see, it just goes past the other 1x2 cheese slope up here at the top, and it just all comes together just pretty perfectly, actually. These wing elements are pretty well locked in place. They're attached at a fixed angle. There's just a little bit of movement up and down you can do with them, but they're pretty much exactly where they were intended to go. I mean, you got some tan Technic pieces showing, but it's so much better than using, again, like blue or something. But I mean, part of that is just, it just kind of happened to be that way. I guess this one could have been done in, let's see, could that have been? Yeah, that could have been done in blue. Typically, you would see that in a terrible color, but gosh, yeah, just so many decisions were made with this that are just sensible. I kind of can't get enough of it. It's a fun thing too. I like its size. It feels fun just to hold on to it, just to grab it, and just to see that. It would be nice if it had suspension at the front too, but I'm okay with this. Looks good on display to me even. I don't know. I don't think I can say anything really bad about this. It's so much better than the Bat Buggy that came with the Ra's al Ghul set. I mean, that one wasn't bad. It was good for play, but it didn't have as much going on with it as this does. I am happy with this. Yes. Aha. Found something that I don't like about this. There's no place to store the batarangs. Always something. Here's a closer look at this set's Batman, and what do you know? It's Batman. Yeah, once you've seen one, you've seen most of them. They changed the facial expression a handful of times from one to the next, but For the most part, you know, it's the same character with the same suit. This is the newer style of cape. It's the same back printing used for the torso, and like I said, really the only things that change from one Lego Batman movie Batman to the next, is at least when you're looking at just the regular ones, not the crazy suit ones, are the facial expressions. So there are those two. Arguably more special, more collectible, and more interesting is this exclusive classic comic edition Captain Boomerang. Now notice that the Boomerang prints on his torso and the hip piece and the legs, those are all actually outlined in blue as well. So you see just a little bit of, you know, just a subtle difference between the color of the paint and the color of the plastic, which is nice. It looks much better this way, I think, than just putting the white directly against the plastic. It's not printed perfectly on the legs, but it's not bad. It comes with just those two white Boomerang pieces. Those are very interesting pieces. Notice the exclusive print for his cap and the blue color for that. And the legs are dual molded. So that's good for sure. Yeah, I think the nicest thing here is that for folks who are coming at this from a collecting perspective, a little bit more than the play perspective, you get one of these exclusive, obscure, but very canonical DC villains from years of yore, old version, in a set that's not too expensive, you know. So if you're most interested in the figures here, you do get something good, cool, and interesting out of this set, and you don't have to pay $100 for some mega playset. The price to part ratio for this set is absolutely perfect. The price to volume of stuff ratio feels a little bit rough, just because of the continual trend towards more and more and more and more complex builds with smaller and smaller and smaller details, which just requires that sets get smaller for the same number of pieces, you know, for a given number of pieces. And I like the results, but this is definitely getting really rough for a lot of consumers out there. You get a quality product, but it just becomes smaller and smaller, and doesn't feel like you're getting as much for your dollar, even though objectively you kind of are. But this is a really, really good little off-road vehicle in spite of its size, and whether you consider it to be part of the Lego Batman movie universe or not. You know, take off the bat wings, leave off the stickers, and just use it as an off-road vehicle, as just a buggy. Take off the shooters if you feel the need. It's just a really good thing. I think that it was exceptionally well designed for its number of pieces, and it's nice to get another collectible figure as well, like I said, in a set that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So thank you for watching. That's it for this video. I'll talk to you again soon.